Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here at Justin's Fish Room. And for those who don't know, I'm Justin, and today we're going to be talking about basically the new developments. So hang in tight and I will see you soon. Alrighty everyone, so for those who don't know, this used to be my community fish tank, but it's kind of a grow out tank and now even the Discus holding tank. So something that happened recently was our municipal tap water for some reason was just really high in pH, like I'm talking 7.6, that sort of range. And so doing 100% water change for the Discus tank, the Discus weren't looking too good after that sudden change in pH. So now we're very careful with our tap water. You know, we're going to be testing it and everything, because that sudden change is like not good for us, as you guys could probably empathize with me for. We did end up losing one Discus because of that, but we're all good now, and the other Discus are looking really good. They're in my Amazon themed community aquarium with all the GBRs and plecos and things. This water is just, if you had to take a jug of that water, it would just be like tea. It's just so full of tannins and just perfect for rams and Discus and all sorts of fish from that kind of area in the Amazon basin. But as you can see here, very minimalistic. I really love this tank at the moment because of how simple it is. Just got a few of the dwarf Amazon sword plants dotted around, got some Java fern in there, and some wooden rocks and sand to kind of mimic that Amazonian kind of habitat. And the fish just love it. As you can see, the Discus are behind me. They're really nice and red. They're the blue rim red covers, so they are really cool. And yeah, like I think the main thing with Discus I've learned, I've kept Discus for so long. The main thing that I've learned from these Discus is to keep things very consistent. I've had very forgiving Discus in terms of having a very high tolerance to sudden changes and that sort of thing. I think these are more related to the wild Discus, so I don't know if that has any impact. If it does, please put a comment down below. If you've got an article or anything, please link it in. I'd love to read it. But yeah, so they're doing very well in here. They're getting all the same food. Nothing's really changed besides putting them in an environment that they really enjoy. So yeah, those people out there who are curious about the Discus, there you are. There's a bit of an update with the Discus. They're doing great. So let's move on to the next. Alrighty, so the new development in this fish room, which is nowhere near as big as the development down south that we have going on, is this set of, I'll have to show you once I put the camera the other way around, but basically I'm going to have a display tank here. It's got a really nice three-dimensional rock wall with all of the retired breeders, which is going to be cool. I'm still deciding what I'm going to do there. Maybe the retired fish, maybe some grow-outs, I don't know yet. But we've got some breeding tanks down here and here, and they're going to be fully planted like I do all my tanks, all my breeding tanks, and we're going to have a whole heap of pairs going. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited too. So I'll go ahead and show you exactly what's going on. So it's a bit dark, but you can kind of imagine there's like this really nice rock kind of background here. The water's very murky because, sorry about the glare guys, but this water's very murky because of this aqua soil. This aqua soil is going to go underneath a layer of silica white sand. I'll show you what I did down below. But this is going to allow the plants to just really bloom and look amazing to keep the rams really well and healthy. So you can see down here, got a little light there as well. We've got the sponge filter that's just full of the clay red kind of aqua soil dust, which is great. It means the filters are working, which is cool. And I've got that black airline tubing, which is always good. I think Aquarium Co-op uses that as well. And you can see I've got a layer of that stuff here. I don't know exactly what it's called. It came with this setup, which was kindly given to me by one of my previous customers. He really liked his ram, so thank goodness he remembered me. But he kindly gave this to us so that we could enjoy it. So the same thing on this side with a partition. So these are 3-foot tanks that are split in half. And this will have silica sand, heaps of plants and driftwood, and there'll be a breeding pair in each of these. Now going down, we have some plants that I kind of just rescued to see if I could start propagating them. And you can see I've got the red aqua soil under here, and I've got the silica sand. I'm starting to get some bacterial blooming. You can see a little bit of like color changes in the soil. That means there's a bit of bacteria growth, which is always good. And eventually, yeah, I'll just use this as an example. You'll have this beautiful plethora of all different colors of algae and bacteria that are just really doing a great job at converting a lot of the bad organic chemicals into innate chemicals that are good for the fish. So just got some banana fronds in there, just to make sure that the pH is nice and low. And yeah, so this tank has cleared up nicely, and obviously because these tanks share the water, let me just get that to focus, this tank is also doing quite well. This one had a little bit more melm from the aqua soil, which is fine. It'll slowly be either make its way into the sponge filter, or it will be consumed by the plants. So very happy with these tanks. So the thing is, like with these tanks, with all breeding tanks, I don't want to have this factory style breeding setup where I'm just pumping out all these babies and they've just got a bare bottom, they've just got terracotta. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to give these fish a really great life, and just, you know, make them enjoy having fry and that sort of thing. So this is a lot better way to do it, because I can maximize the filtration in the amount of volume I have with 2 sponge filters, and I can really plant them out nicely. So it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be really good. And the room kind of looks like an L shape now. I'll show you now. 360, we have a holding tank, which is almost completely depleted of rams now. The shrimp tank, the now Discus / German blue ram, black ram holding community tank. All of these awesome breeding / holding tanks down there as well. And then here, so we've got a bit of a snug fit room going on, so that's very cool. I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, so overall just happy with this extension. Means we can double production, and I can do a few more genetic experiment things, you know, to strengthen the genes of different types of rams. You know, that's the ultimate goal, is just to improve the quality of the fish so that they're healthier and stronger in the aquariums. Alrighty, so this is another aquarium, and as you can see, it's just full of tannins. Wanted to go for that Amazonian look again, which is currently my favorite look. Got heaps of really beautiful celestials in here, and they're like so dark. Got a heap of blue blacks in here as well that are looking amazing already. These guys are very young, so they're still on brine shrimp, the larger brine shrimp that I use. And yeah, I'll give you a close-up now, but this tank basically at the moment emphasizing the fact that I'm increasing the amount of tannins in the water, keeping it nice and acidic, making sure the water is constantly topped up, or keep the water changes nice and consistent. And yeah, just basically trying to maximize growth as healthily and as quickly as possible. So let me show you what's in this tank. So I don't know if you can see, there's a heap of celestial fry, nice big celestial there. That's what we're really looking for, the dark but big celestials. So that's going to be a good breeder in the future. The fry in here are just teeming, there's like heaps. But you can see I got my Indian almond leaves, homegrown, just sitting there. Got some Amazon sword, Vallisneria spiralis, some of this plant, driftwood, Anubias. That was actually growing in my sponge filter. I didn't even know it was there, it was just growing. And these fish are doing great, so I might actually give them some brine shrimp soon, because they are looking a bit hungry. They're starting to peck around a little bit. So yeah, no, I'm very happy with these guys, and these guys are going to be a huge hit, I think, on the website, so that'll be good. Alright, so at the moment in this tank I have got a new black celestial pair, but I have no idea where the hell they are, to be honest. I'm hoping that's a good sign that they've got fry somewhere, but I think there's one. Yeah, that's one. So I don't want to disturb them too much in case they have got fry, but very, very happy with these guys. They're producing some beautiful clutches, so I have retired the other pair now, so this pair kind of took over. But yeah, this is a very productive tank. Also, not so concerned about tannins in this tank, just concerned with making sure that there's enough areas for the fish to spawn, and a lot of plant cover, etc. for the fry. So yeah, very happy with this. Now this is the GBR / blue black grow out. So there's a few of each. I think there's 2 or 3 celestials in here swimming around, which I don't mind if they grow out with the German blues. But these German blues come from my mom's stunning pair that I gave her for Mother's Day all that time ago, and I'll show you now what the parents. So really hard to see, but the female. Yep, she's gone. Discus are kind of... Alright, thanks Discus. Let me see if I can find her again. She's kind of... That's the male. I wish they would come out so you could see their colours, but they are just really stunning fish. You kind of just saw with the female how pink her belly is, and she's got some really nice colours. These Discus just want to steal the show. So, this is Clyde, by the way. He's like the most personable Discus I think I've ever seen. He always comes and says hello, so yeah, Discus are awesome. If you're ever thinking about getting them in your experience, I'd say go for it. But might get some footage of them when they come back. Oh, there she is. Alright. Very, very lovely fish. You can kind of see her beautiful markings and patterning. The tannins don't... For some reason on the camera, the tannins don't do their color justice, but she is really nice turquoise color, and she has her ovipositor out, so hopefully she's getting thanks Clyde, getting ready to spawn again. Alright, so now that you guys have seen what's going there, you guys already know this tank from previous videos if you've watched those. The number of people who have already bought so many of these guys is insane. I've actually told people to wait a little bit because every time I get a dominant pair or a couple dominant pairs, I sell those and wait for the next dominant pairs just to make sure that they're 100% sexable and that you guys are getting some good quality fish. So there's some really nice blue blacks, blacks and GBRs in here. So very, very happy with this spawn, and I think I'm going to be even happier with that spawn that you saw in there because they're like another improvement on top of these guys. So it's just constantly evolving, constantly getting better, and I just love what I do here in the fish room. I hope you guys like it as well, so make sure that you like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Alright, so you guys have seen this tank, and I'll just give you a close-up in a quick sec. But basically this is the result of a lot of line breeding and getting those genes nice and solid, and you'll see now how beautiful the colors are and how that's all paid off. Alright, so there are some GBRs in here who are 1 month and 3 weeks old, and they're already showing so much sexual dimorphism. You can see the colors on this GBR, it's insane. Like, I am just so proud of this batch, you have no idea. There's a female GBR that's 1 month and 3 weeks old. There's a blue-black male, like insane. They're already starting to like get territorial and start, like he wants to pair off with that female GBR, which is not a bad pairing. You'd get some really nice GBRs from that spawn. You can see another male there, all these really amazing fish. And we've, like if you guys know from previous videos, we've already selected out our future breeders from this spawn. So, and also a lot of them have been sold already, so there are like hardly any really big guys, but I'm telling you right now, these guys are amazing. Alright, so up here I have my graded tank. So you saw this tank. This tank has a bunch of really nice sized GBRs that are really nicely colored, all starting to pair off. This tank up here essentially has all of the GBRs that were a little bit on the small side. So what happens is I separate those to make sure that they are getting enough food, because those guys over there, they're going to eat all the food before these guys get a chance. So it's good to grade your fish to make sure that you're kind of getting equal growth. So that's something that I really would say is a good idea for you guys to do at home if you are breeding rams. But just fish in general, like it's a really good plan because then the fish have a really good chance of growing. So you can't really see them because they like going along the floor. They've got a little bit of sand in there, got a nice plant and a log. So just make it interesting for them as well in the grow out. So you don't want to make it all just very monotonous. Give them something to do, you know, give them some sand to sift. Like that's the kind of stuff that they love doing. So make sure you do that. But yeah, I think that's about it. And that's my little bromeliad air plant display that I've put in here, which is just for my own enjoyment. I love indoor plants. It's another thing that I'm just crazy about. So yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot more indoor plants. My room is just like a jungle and I love it. So let's move on to the next tank. So as you can see, the shrimp tank or the nano tank is looking okay. It's actually doing really well. So I've started culling some shrimp, so you can see that we're starting to get nice red colors. That's a male, which for cherry shrimp standards is pretty good. Let me see if I can find a baby. Here we go. On the glass. Oh, hopefully it'll focus. Kind of does. But we've got heaps of little babies everywhere. I don't know if they're all in the front glass, but usually they're on the back here. There's one. Very hard to focus for some reason, I don't know why. But yeah, the shrimp are growing and they're reproducing so nicely. Got a heap of females that are about to shed who have eggs. Got a heap of trumpet snails. If you guys order fish and you want free trumpet snails, let me know. I will definitely, more than willingly, give you some for free because I just produced too many of them. But you can see some babies there as well. So yeah, we're just producing a heap of cherry shrimp as well, and that's just a side project that I love doing. That is really cute. And then of course this tank, which is where a lot of the fish that are quite old now. These guys are like probably approaching 3 months, if not more. I kind of lost track. These guys have become a little bit of a pet that I keep. Like they're a bunch of pets that I keep. But as you can see, I've got some wisteria in there for them, which is doing well now. Got a log in there, some sand for them to sift. I do keep this water crystal clear and very, very clean for the fish to grow well. And you can see their colors are still so beautiful. And so this is the spawn prior to the one that I saw. So that fish there, it actually has a bladder issue. He won't be culled, he'll just be my pet. I'm going to keep him probably in the greater tank that you saw before, just to keep that cycled. I don't like culling my fish. If I can repurpose them, you know, that's definitely something I'll do. You know, they'll have a purpose here in the fish room. But all the celestials are gone from the spawn. They got snapped up very, very quickly. And I'll slowly start selling these guys once they've paired off. I need to start getting these guys to pair off so that people can get some breeding pairs out of these guys. But yeah, this is that tank. 3-foot tank, heater set to 28 degrees Celsius. Lots of tannins in this water. And yeah, very happy with this tank. And you can see some fish in there if they need to be in hiding for some reason. There's a lot of dominant males in this corner that are looking good. And yeah, so very happy. Alrighty everyone, I hope you enjoyed this update video showing you what's happening in the fish room. I'm going to have to do a video at our other facility where there's a lot of exciting projects happening. Some things I won't show yet, but I will get to them in the future videos that we have here on this channel. If you aren't a part of the family yet, please hit the like and subscribe button, and always, if you leave a comment, I will definitely have a bit of a conversation with you guys, and you know, I'm not afraid to talk about fish. This is my passion, and I'm sure it's yours as well. So don't hesitate to comment down below. As always, happy fish keeping, and yeah, have a good one, guys. See you later.